Ready?
You ready? Okay, man. So, welcome everybody to the very first ever podcast for 321 Laredo Live. We're out of Laredo, Texas, guys. Welcome to the show. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. Hopefully you'll find that we're a little different than most podcasts. Everything's fair game here, and we are going to be putting together presentations. We're going to bring all kinds of different entertainment for y'all at a mature level. So you're welcome to stay. And again, the opinions that we are going to express.
He said mature.
Yeah, mature. Yeah, the opinions that we're going to try to express in an intellectual kind of way, in our way, are our own, and we don't represent anybody. It's just a way to have a conversation and hopefully get to know a little bit more about Laredo and what's going on across town. So before we get into anything, let me go ahead and let the guys introduce themselves first. I will say this: I'm very proud to be sitting in between these two guys. They have been around the entertainment business for a couple of years, I say.
More or less.
A couple of years and a couple of pounds ago, and we're still doing it. They're still doing it, and it takes a lot for people to stay in this business. So without further ado, I'll let Sprinting Chris Garza say a little bit about himself.
Hi. I like long walks on the beach. I like
Yeah.
No, how you doing, Spinny Chris? And no, like I said, been doing radio for a little while, so this is a different scene. But you know what, though? Again, we're gonna bring up some stuff that people are like, I didn't think about that. Well, there you go. And it's going to be something that we're trying to be something that's been lost, which is being relative with the community. And the community, there's so much talent here in Laredo, so many different things. We're going to be touching a lot of those bases. So I'm happy to be part of this. This is going to be cool. This is a great start.
All right, Fred, talk to us.
Hello, everybody, and I'm Fred, the Sophomore Million, of course, CEO of Tejano Express Radio, and now we'll be doing podcasts every Thursdays. So we thank you. We thank all the viewers. We are open, as TJ said earlier, and I hope that we can bring you and have some fun as well and enjoy the podcast. I'm originally from Laredo. Veteran as well, and retired from the military, so I have a lot of knowledge in regards to that. So welcome, and thank you again.
Already to start off with, we have to give thanks to some of our sponsors already. Silverio Martinez, attorney at law, because, well, we need them.
You never know.
You never know. Warrior Way Protection Services, because when you have your business, you never know. The delicious Wizard and Wicks Pizza.
Wizard
Wizard Wicks. Oh, the sausage pizza is so good. Oh my gosh. Oh, and the wings.
The other thing I can say is there are no cats in the area, but the pizza's awesome.
El Mariachi Mix Outfitters and more. That's right. No more going all the way out of town. You could get all that right here in Laredo, and the price will be less, and the wait time to get your uniforms will be less. Also, Whispers Bar and Lounge, and of course, I can't forget the Tejano Express and
the Classic Cats. Classic Cats is a new cover band in Laredo. The youngest member is 54, which you're talking to.
Ouch.
And so that's why it's classic.
Yes.
I mean, we're like wine. We're like wine. Somebody said we age like milk. But no, we age like wine. So you'll see. Hopefully you'll get a chance to catch us. We'll be performing around town soon. So anyway, guys, I go by TJ. I have been in law enforcement for 34 years and retired from the military also 32 years. 2 tours in Afghanistan, and I do some stuff around town now as a retired cop. But I mean, here we are going to try to focus on, like I said, hopefully we're going to be guided by your lead as far as conversations, as far as questions. It's a wide open format. In the future, well, before I get to that, let me tell you the way we're going to communicate today. So right now, if you're watching us on Facebook, welcome. If you're watching us on YouTube, Facebook, I'm sorry, and YouTube. See, you know what? Hold on. Let me,
I know, right?
He needs some. Yeah.
There's not enough liquor in here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say anything, but
nothing
man,
from
someone
the
just aged themselves.
Nothing from the peanut gallery. We're here to listen. So, okay. So, here we go. So, Facebook and YouTube, right? So, if you're there, either one, you can chat. You can chat through us that way, or we do have a number that you can call in, and actually we have a speaker that if you have a question or a comment, you can go ahead and do it that way. What's the number again?
The number you can call us and reach us, it's 956-813-7737. Otra vez, en español, para que me entiendan. 956-813-7737. Son las líneas telefónicas.
So if you want to call us and ask your questions or maybe lead us into a different direction for the conversation, go ahead and do it, please. We will gladly take it. Also, after you see this fiasco, and if you have any ideas about how to get it done in the future, let us know so that we can kind of, improve on it. Today's guys, look, we're using very basic equipment today. And if you notice, the setup is very basic. Hopefully in a couple of weeks of doing this, we get a little better at this. So we're all brand new to the podcast scene. And we thank, again, the sponsors that have been supporting us already without even getting off the ground, which is today. So we really appreciate that. So I already told you the setup, how we're going to do it. You can chat to us through both formats, and then or call us in, okay? Are you okay? You all right? Okay.
I get nervous.
Medic.
I know. So, okay. So some of the things that are coming in the future, we're going to try to help out the local pet community by trying to showcase different animals that are available for adoption, that kind of stuff. It's always very important, guys, to take care of the pets and control the population in Laredo. There's a lot of people that are doing things that they're not supposed to with the pets. But anyway, we can talk about that later on. We are going to be also looking for heroes of the month. Anybody, I'm not talking about when you say heroes, everybody talks about cops and firemen. No. They're getting paid to do that job. That's a different story. And yeah, sometimes they go above and beyond, but yes, they're still getting paid. So, but anyway, so I'm talking about the local mom and pop community heroes that are helping other families, that are sustaining families through tough times. Anything like that, let us know if there's somebody we need to honor. This is not political. There's nothing like that. This is about honoring real people that are really serving the community and making Laredo a better place to live. Those are the ones we want to hear about. Another thing, if there's something going on in your community that we don't know about, maybe the news media doesn't want to pick it up, or maybe whatever reason the word's not out, let us know. I mean, we'll put you on the air and we'll talk. Let's talk about this. Because there's a lot of good stuff going on in Laredo. There's a lot of good people in Laredo. It's just that we don't give, there's no medium for them to expose their good deeds. So let's use this as that vehicle. Okay. So with that being said, that's kind of like the format, just to give you guys an idea where we're going with this for the future. And again, a lot of this stuff is going to be driven by you. So let us know. Let us know what's going right, what's going wrong. I will say this. This is an adult show. So if we drop an F-bomb here and there, we say something, adult. Again, guys, this is a no offense zone. If you get offended, do me a favor and get out of these sites. We're not here to offend anybody. We're not here to do that. But we are going to speak like adults. All right. So you've been warned. I don't want to hear that TJ said fuck. Well, yes, because it's an adult show. All right. So, but anyway. So with that being said. All right. Anything you want to bring up today?
No, not today. Not yet.
What do you mean not today?
He wants to go home.
We have 2 hours and 50 minutes left. I mean, I don't have enough jokes.
All right. Let me send a shout out to toda la familia Palacios, all the Palacio family, Graciela Palacios, and all the Palacios. Thank you so much for watching, and those that are watching, thank you so much on YouTube.
Watching already?
Yep.
Oh shit! Really? Wow. Well, thank you. Wow, I didn't think there was going to be anybody watching, so that's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right. So
you're in prime time now. There you go.
We're going to make it big on this one. All right. So, anyway, guys, look, there's so many things going on in the world right now. We can talk about Trump and what he's doing. A lot of people like him. A lot of people don't. We can talk about that. We can talk about, the changes in the values and morals of society that are developing. I mean, I was having a conversation with a young teenager today, and we were talking about we actually want to bring in the 14, 15, 16-year-old crowd because what I wanted to do was have them explain how they're thinking, and so that because they know our values, they know the way we're also always trying to instill our values and stuff on them. But what worked for us back in the 70s, 80s, whatever, it's not working for these kids. They're not motivated by the same things that we were motivated by. I mean, I don't know if you agree or not.
No, I agree. But the thing is it's a different time now.
That's what I'm saying.
And these somewhere along the way that luster, that the yearning to be different, to advance is the hunger's not there no more.
Yep, it's different. So again, we were motivated. Like I remember having a paper route. I remember working, stocking the local prontos. In Laredo. Remember that?
Yep.
And because I wanted money. We all wanted money. That was our drive to make money, to help our parents, to have the girlfriend, to whatever. And now these kids, they don't care too much about money. I think they care more about status. I want to be in charge. I want to be, at least that was a couple of years ago. Now it seems like they're going back towards money, but they don't want to. And I saw this in
They don't want to climb the ladder.
Right. I saw this in Laredo PD when I was there. A lot of the young officers, they wanted to move up like this. And I remember joining at 20 years old in 1991. It was like, hey, earn your time. Earn your time, then you can start promoting up. Bleed a little bit in the streets, sweat it out, show us that you got it, what it takes to be a cop, and then you can think about promoting. Now, they're coming in with master's degrees, say, I want to be a sergeant. No, it doesn't work that way.
No, it doesn't work that way.
Because you don't have the experience. But anyway, so that's one thing that we were talking about too with a young teenager today about that. I might have a group of teens come in so that we can have that discussion. Again, so that we can better understand them, they can understand us, and that we can become a better community.
Not to age ourselves, but we come from a different cut of cloth. There's the where we came from, those values are almost non-existent. But again, I'm not throwing it on the parents, but I mean the parents also have
Exactly.
little something to do with that.
Yeah. Absolutely, and you're right about that, Chris, because it does come from home. And not to badmouth anything, but if the parents do not put the rules and per se the rules and guidance and everything, who's going to have the issue? Society.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was at the store, and I had my son at the time. He was 10, and I told him, "Hey, go get me some head of lettuce and go get me some tomatoes." And this lady looked at me, and my son went, go get lettuce. He knew how to figure it, how to pick up the best ones, and he knew the type of tomato that I wanted, and he was grabbing. And this lady looked at me like I just sent my child
To war?
to slave, or like, oh my God, what are you doing? He wants to eat too, right? So he's got to learn how to pick the food.
Of course.
And the lady looked at me as like I just murdered somebody. I'm like, no, he's 10. What's the problem with that? And then this girl comes over, and she thought it was the cutest thing ever. So she went and took a picture with him.
There you go.
And they were there with their grandfather, and her grandfather's like, really? They're 16 years old. They don't know how to pick a tomato. They don't know how to pick an avocado. And yet my son, my dad would call me, hey, you at the store? Yeah. Put your son on the phone. Okay. And he would talk to my son. I said, what'd your grandfather want? He said he wanted 4 avocados and he wanted me to pick them. So, okay. Well,
So true. So true.
Again, these aren't hard values. These, no. I mean, and I'm sure we were at that point where, we would get up on a Saturday morning and mom or dad, hey, did you eat? Yeah, okay, get out.
Go do something outside.
Go outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, let the sun hit you.
Exactly.
What am I supposed to do? I don't care. But when that street light comes on, you got 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, to get back there.
So true. So true. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, give us a call if you have questions, concerns, or you want to chat about something, 956-813-7737.
I just realized I'm the only one here in this panel that doesn't have a radio voice. Did you hear him? He went to, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I can't do that.
I don't have a radio voice.
Yes, you do. You talk like that all the time. It's like, hey, Chris, how you doing? Oh, I'm a little sick, but stage 2. I'll be in stage 2.
Oh, see, because in my career of doing radio and clubs and whatnot. I mean, still people, I get recognized with, do the voice, man, do the voice. What? All right.
No, but not. He has another voice.
That's right. Coming up to the main stage. Give it up for the very sexy Diamond. Remember, these ladies don't get paychecks like you or I do that rely on your tips, so make sure you put that tip in that tip. And everyone's like, I remember that voice. All right.
Yeah, and they do. They do. And in conversation, you'd be surprised. Like, hey, I know
but they
you.
don't remember their wife's or girlfriend's anniversary. But they remember that.
You know, here's another one. I just got a text from Joe. Joe is my DJ for the karaoke at the mix.
What's
He
up,
wanted me to
Joe?
Plug in the
Shout out to Joe.
karaoke stuff. Yeah. So people are listening. So I appreciate
DJ
that, guys.
Skeletor.
Yeah, Skeletor. There you go. Skeletor out of Houston, Texas. He comes all the way over here just to showcase his talent, which we really appreciate.
Nice.
But so again, guys, look. Right now, we were kind of headed towards the difference in generations, and that's the type of stuff that we want to talk about. Of course, our opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one, and that's okay.
No, that's not true. I don't believe that.
No, you have two, but that's just a medical condition.
Right.
But the thing is that we want to
And people
make
pay
sure,
extra for that. Anyways.
we want to make sure to that we promote again conversation, guys. That's all this is about. And again, no thin skins here. Everybody has to have a thick skin and not take stuff personal. That's another thing that we can talk about. Emotional intelligence, right? How people you need to be in control of your emotions, no matter what. It's hard sometimes because some people really, really piss you off, and but there's a time and place, a time and place to say stuff and to do stuff.
And that's one thing. In my side of the house, or I should say me, I really despise stupidity.
Yeah.
Hijo de su.
Well, you know what? Two type of people in this world that I cannot stand. One is stupid people, and let me tell you why. Right now, if somebody brings up a concept and I don't know what it's about, you just get online. You GTS it, Google that shit, right?
Right.
You GTS it, and the answer is right there. So when someone doesn't know basic stuff, it's not only that you're dumb, it's that you're lazy. Just find out what it is.
Pero si es Facebook, no,
I know,
hombre.
I know, Facebook, yeah. And the
It
second-
must be real because it's on Facebook.
Yeah, the second type of people I hate is ugly people. God bless. I'm just joking. That one's a joke. That one some of us can't do. Some of us can't do anything about that. But no, I'm serious. The
Oh,
stupidity.
you go a spoonful of sugar.
Yeah, well, it helps them anything go down. But again, we're aging ourselves.
Yes.
But okay, anyway, so again, so those are two topics there that we can get into. Again, we're trying to give people a chance if they want to give us an idea of anything they want to talk about. We'll gladly go that route. Or somebody wants to make a call, we'll gladly take it. Please, I am a private investigator, so if you call and do something stupid on this radio show, I will find you and we'll press charges. So do not get done with us.
And I will stand on this corner with the phone and watch.
Yes.
We just got a comment right now from Jose S. Flores Jr.,
That's
and-
Skeletor, the DJ.
That's Skeletor.
Artificial Intelligence.
Artificial. Well, you know what?
Artificial.
That is okay. So thank you, Joe. So here we go. So artificial intelligence. So I am a TICO instructor for police officers, and one of the courses that
you
I
have to explain what TICO's.
well, the Texas Combined Armed Forces.
Oh, that.
Anyway, so I'll tell you about it later. So here's the deal. We teach basic police instructor courses. Okay. And what we do is we one of the things we talk about is about artificial intelligence. Look, ChatGPT, Google, whatever. We have a lot of companies out there that are promoting this AI stuff, but there's a danger to that. Some people want to rely completely on that and just do their whole research papers and all that stuff on that. You can literally go into ChatGPT and say, "Give me show me a lesson plan for." Artificial intelligence, and they'll give you, and you got to give them parameters, 2 hours, 4 hours class, and they'll give you a whole workout of the entire class. But that's just guys, you need to use it only as a guide because AI does not know anything. You can literally go in there right now to ChatGPT and put in my name, Luis Tinajero. It's gonna give you my resume. Why? Because I put it in there. That's why it's gonna give it to you, not because it knows. It gathers information from a bunch of sources and it spits it out. The problem with that is that people no longer want to learn. They want to use this as a crutch to get through life, and that is not good.
All I'm hearing is Cliff Notes. That's all I'm hearing.
Well, yes,
That's all I'm
from
hearing.
back in the
Yep.
yeah. So a lot of people here probably don't know what Cliff Notes are. No, it's not like jumping off cliffs or anything like that. But it's yeah. So there's again, guys, like with technology. Facebook when it first came out, I remember the older generation. They would get mad at the comments that people would make on Facebook. I'm like, really? Why are you getting mad? It's just for entertainment. It's not for anything else.
The way I look at it, if you're gonna argue with someone on Facebook, it's like arguing with someone with special needs. Even if you won, did you really?
You know what?
Okay, I never heard of that one.
I'm gonna come this way a little bit. Look, we all have special needs. so okay, Chris.
He's making fun of me.
Yeah. So, anyway, so artificial. Just stay on track. Artificial intelligence, right? So again, it can be used for the proper thing, but I've used it as a guide, as a beginning of something, a lesson plan, developing a story, even writing songs. I mean, you can actually write stuff in there if you know the right words and how to do the prompts. It can help out.
You mean the algorithm?
Yes, so it can work. The problem is that when you abuse it, like everything else, when you abuse it, that's when you got it. And now, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? There's programs that can get your stuff and read and tell you how much of it is AI and how much of it is actually yours. So, back in the day, plagiarism, now they check for how much of it is AI.
Oh, yeah.
And then guess what? There's a lot of jokers out there writing books now. All you got to do is run the book through AI, and they'll tell you it's 25%. I've seen writings of a gentleman that put a book out. 60% of his book is AI generated. So that's not fair.
Is that how they busted Biden?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So here we go. So with the you gotta be careful with this stuff. Like I said, it's good and it's a way to do it, but you cannot rely on it. You just can't. So, but anyway, so thank you, Joe, for bringing that up. I appreciate it. And that's what we want, guys. We want people to give us ideas on conversations. Let me go back to some of these sponsors, guys. So there are going to be sponsorship opportunities here in the future. Now, think of it this way. Right now, we are looking at the first podcast that we're right out the door. We already have 6 sponsors, right? 7 sponsors.
7.
Including the Classic Cats, we have 7 sponsors. If you think of it, this program is going to reach out. It has potential to be shown across the world. But of course, we don't care what people in Kirk Gagger stand, or whatever, one of the stands, right? That we visited.
Right.
I didn't even know how to spell.
It was our vacation
Some
time.
of those stands.
Yeah.
That the government paid vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't care what I mean, how can it affect us in any way? But still, to get your business out, to get the word out, hopefully this will be a good platform. So again, Mr. Silveira Martinez, local attorney. He specializes in criminal law and civil law. Young guy. He's a little younger than I am. I'm in my mid-50s. He's probably late 40s. But he's got a lot of energy. If you all need something, let him know, and he'll be glad to help out. Of course, Western Wicks. I am going to have Eric come up in one of the subsequent podcasts. I want him to tell his story of how his parents started the business and then how now he's got it going. And there's a lot of history with Western Wicks and Laredo that a lot of people don't know about. So that is
they brought some of the best bands.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that place. Yeah. The thing is that Eric is so drunk all the time he doesn't remember anybody that showed up. But still. But the rest of us do. he's like, where you? Dude, I played at your place yesterday. Oh, okay. You sounded great. But no, Eric is doing a great job. He helps a lot. He's also a member of the Texas State Guard, which I'm going to push also. I'm the battalion commander of the unit here in Laredo, and Eric just joined us, and he had never been in the military, and now he's now those are the real volunteers. Let me tell you, when it comes to the word volunteers, everybody uses it loosely. Yeah, we volunteer to go to active duty. We volunteer to go to the Guard. We guarantee to go to the Army Reserve. The problem is that once you start getting paid in those benefits, are you really a volunteer? Right? So the State Guard, we are real volunteers. We don't get paid for what we do. we do get in certain times, but most of the time when we do train ups and prepare for emergencies across the state, we're not getting paid for that. So that's the definition of true volunteerism. So anyway, so the owner of Wizard Wicks is a member of the Guard, so we appreciate what he's doing for us as a state. Of course, the mariachi mix, guys. So right now we're selling anything with Mexican pottery, artisanal stuff, and mariachi outfits, that kind of stuff. You want pottery, you want benches, all that stuff, come see us.
And for those that kind of go back way back when we used to go to Mexico and go to the actual mercado, that's what they're talking about. That's what they're selling.
And we have that feel and
so
that
much
smell.
stuff there.
Yeah,
There's
it's
so
too much
much.
stuff. It's too much stuff. And then of course, Whispers Bar and Lounge. You know, Mikey, thank you for your sponsorship. You know, Mike has been able to not only create a very safe environment there, but you know, now he's bringing in. He had Ram Herrera last month. He's bringing in who?
David Butters is coming up April, I think it's April 19th. Also, the local talent in Laredo, out of Laredo, and not just Laredo, but also surrounding areas, has or have been performing there. So it's a pretty good venue.
So I mean, he's created a very good environment, and he doesn't put up with crap, man. I mean, you got to behave, make sure you treat people right, and have a great time. That's all it is. Unfortunately, there's not too many places in Laredo where you can actually feel safe,
Right.
especially you're taking people that you love and stuff.
So shout out to Familia Garza, of course, a la familia Reina, Mr. Reina, Robert Reina también.
Really, you got more people chiming in?
Oh, yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
man, we might actually make this thing work. Thank you for all 5 of you. But that's okay. That's okay. We're gonna start slow.
Well,
Of
you
course,
said the goal was 7, so
yeah,
you know.
we're almost there. So Tejano Express Radio again. Freddie here. We're using that format to get to you guys for now, and we're gonna try to keep it under them as far as we can. But we really appreciate him. I mean, Fred. When I called Fred to help us out, I mean, he said immediately yes. He saw the potential. I told him that we're gonna be with Spinning Chris, and that's when he said, "Fuck." No, I'm just joking. So, no, I mean, and this is the first time, guys. Let me tell you, honestly, this is the first time that we're sitting together. There was no practice, there was nothing like that. We're like, hey, let's just get it going, man. I mean, we are also full of crap and knowledge that we can talk about a lot of stuff. So, and if it's something that we're not too learned on, we'll leave it for next time, and we'll do some research, and we'll come back at you. The reason you see these computers here are for fact checking, and also for in case we need to remind us of certain concepts, whatever. And we're also watching, who's watching and whatever, in case somebody wants to chat. So
Right.
I'm just checking my Facebook.
yeah. So and then the last one that we're going to talk about is the Classic Cat. So let me talk about the Classic Cats. Classic Cats has been put together by a bunch of guys that have been playing for years in different groups and stuff like that. We're playing everything from 70s, 80s, 90s, anything from Billy Joel to CCR. Believe it or not, we're doing freaking Willie Nelson. We're doing country. We're doing Enanitos Verdes. We're doing. I mean, you're gonna every song the next song that pops up, you have no idea what's coming. It's a sound that we're trying to create to offer Laredo something different. We're also gonna try to put together a tribute band to the Eagles through it also in the future. So nothing but Eagles bands for all your Eagles fans. So, and I'm not talking about Philadelphia Eagles. Do not even start with that shit.
Oh,
please. Do not even start with that shit. Here, this is Cowboy Nation, and that's it. I don't want to hear anything else. Maybe the Texans, a little bit. But this is all here we go. I'm sorry. I forget. The only Chicago Bears fan in Laredo is right here.
no, I'm not the only one.
Well, besides you and your son, that's it.
No,
Only
there's
because
others.
he has no choice.
Shout out to Lorenzo Black over at Cheddar's.
Why does it have to be black?
No, that's his last
Oh,
name.
that's what
Oh,
I said,
okay.
Hey,
Oh, here we go.
He's also a hardcore Bears fan.
Really?
So, yes.
You found another one in Laredo?
And Frank Gutierrez,
Now
American Airlines.
You're just making up names now. and Pinocchio, Barabbas, and you're just making up names now. So
Well, shout out to Patty Vela. It says, go Bears.
really?
There you go.
Yeah.
You know, Patty, they're like, get off, Patty. Nobody wants you. Nobody wants the
See?
Bears fans.
All right, we got a comment from one of the viewers, Ms. Graciela Palacios. Wants to know what's going on, or we do know what's happening with, people being fired from the government, teachers, and of course, the last thing that President Trump just signed off an order about disarming the Department of Education.
So, let me start it off. So, what we know is what you guys know. Look, President Trump, and of course, came in with an agenda and came in like a wrecking ball, like the song says.
Right.
And it's going to be a while, if anything, before they try to slow him down. He's a businessman and he's a smart guy, so he's taking advantage of the momentum. Some of the stuff that he's doing, I agree with. Some of it, maybe not. Immigration issues. He's pushing a lot of people out. Some of them are good. Some of them are bad. So I have no problem with getting rid of the bad people, right? The problem is when you blanket a whole group of people just because of their status. Now, I'm not condoning, before we talk about the teacher stuff, I'm not condoning, if you're here legally, you're already here taking a risk, and you know that it's against the law. The problem is that the United States makes it hard for people to try to do the right thing. I don't have 30 years if I'm an illegal immigrant to wait for the government to tell me it's okay to come in so that I can have a better life for my family. That's the problem. So, but right now, are some of these policies based on racism? My personal opinion is they are, but sometimes you do the right thing for the wrong. You do be motivated by the wrong reason. It doesn't matter. Right is right. So, but anyway, going back to what he's destroying. Well, what he's getting rid of. The teachers, the education department. Yeah. I don't know what the plan is to have regulatory services on certifications, on funding, on programs, especially for the lower socioeconomic groups. I don't know what the plan is, and that's the problem. They need to tell us what the plan is. If you're gonna get rid of it, great. But now, in its place, how are you gonna manage this stuff?
And this is what I understand is that it's not going to be shut down completely. As we know from echelons, it's coming from above, and then they're going to go ahead and distribute everything. That let the states, each states, take care of their education issues or whatever it is. But I believe, in my view, people are misinformed or being misinformed or not understanding what the whole main deal or concept is coming to. It's not going to be completely shut down. I understand. I get it. I do get it. But it takes time to be worked out, and it's going to be like a hit and miss, see if it works out or not. If the state will be able to, the state's going to have to probably hire more people or get more funds from the federal level. I don't know. But that's my belief.
See, the thing is this. You have to understand, Trump is not a politician in any sense of the form. Guy's a businessman. Just because he didn't show up to a summit, oh my gosh, he doesn't want to find a solution. Instead, he's out playing golf. Don't worry about him playing golf. Worry who he's playing golf with. See, that's the thing.
Right.
Now, are things changing? And like TJ said, he came in, like a wrecking ball.
Oh yeah.
Just this week alone, they extradited head cartel members to the United States. Okay, that didn't happen before.
That's true.
That's something to take note. Okay, why
They brought him in, or
they're bringing him into the United States, or bringing him to the United States to hold
him accountable.
To hold him accountable.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like
but he shipped out the Venezuelan.
Oh yeah, back.
Guys.
Oh god.
Some people, their families were saying just because of their tattoos, whatever. Look, I guarantee you, those guys were not innocent. Those guys were tagged through either the FBI or DEA.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, if you don't want to be associated with the mafia, don't have a mafia tattoo. It's that simple.
Simple.
No, in fact, if you're part of that gang, you cannot have any tattoos that are associated with, unless you're part of the gang. If you get caught, it's not gonna go good for you. So you cannot be a poster when it comes to these gangs. You gotta be for real. But anyway, so a lot of the fans were like, well, they weren't involved, and it's not fair. I don't think that they're gonna. Yeah, maybe one or two, that were making tortillas got caught in that, but the majority are gonna be guilty of stuff. And that's good that they're bringing those guys in to hold them accountable in court, because they've hurt a lot of people. Right now, another issue, fentanyl. Fentanyl is destroying. And I thought when it first started, I really thought that a lot of the drug users were gonna be so scared that they were gonna stop. They didn't stop them. Man. They're still taking that risk. They're still taking the risk, and that's crazy, man. But that's how powerful illegal substances are. Whether it's alcohol, it doesn't matter. Any kind of vice, alcohol, an addiction to sex, an addiction to gambling, an addiction to religion. It doesn't matter. If you are obsessed with something, it's gonna affect your life and your family. It's gonna affect it. So, but anyway. As far as the education, Graciela, thank you for your topic suggestion there. You're saying that teachers went on protest, right? And some of the schools were closing up north. We haven't had those issues here locally. I haven't heard of any issues. Then again, Pro News doesn't always,
get the full story.
Get to the entire, get to everything. But I mean, hopefully it won't get to that point here. I don't think so. But I mean, hopefully the people are ready for it in case they do start cutting at that level.
Well, so the thing is this: a lot of those northern towns, a lot of those northern states, Detroit and all that, there's no one there. They're turning into ghost towns, so they're leaving.
Yeah.
So if you're a teacher in Detroit, can't teach if you don't have any kids. There's no need to have you around.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're gonna have to leave. You're gonna have to move. Downtown, matter of fact, I was just reading in downtown Chicago, the Magnificent Mile, which is one of the most popular spots in Chicago, where you go literally. It's a mile of just shopping, incredible shopping.
Okay.
It's slowly turning into a ghost town. A lot of businesses are like, you know what? No, there's not enough people to support it. So instead of trying to make it work, cut your losses and move. So a lot of those businesses are now moving out into the Indiana area. Now, Indiana, again, I'm still trying to wrap my head around this. In order to open up a casino, you need to have your business on international waters, or you need to have an Indian tribe in charge, kind of like the Kickapoo.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there's casinos in Indiana. Okay, there's actually 4 casinos, and they just opened up a Hard Rock casino. Well, now everyone's migrating that way. Even though some of the major restaurants of Chicago are migrating into Indiana, and it's like, why? Well, because that's where people are. They don't want to be in Chirac anymore.
That's true.
It's sad.
So I mean, and as we know, we know this. There's a lot of loopholes in that. It's what the state will get from the people, the public, owners, obviously, and that's pretty well. What I think that's pretty much what it is. I don't think that under the federal government or regulations, there's something solid. I don't know. I could be wrong.
I got to choose my words correctly. I don't want to.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he said that. No. The thing is, it's already hard enough to be a teacher.
Right.
I mean, it's tough. The education program in Laredo can use a tweaking.
I think so.
I wouldn't go as far as to say, we're gonna have to slice them.
Oh no! They're doing everything possible. Believe me, and my hat's off to them, to all the educators here in Laredo, because every single morning, I mean, they struggle. They do, and some are barely making it. But you're right. You're right, Chris.
And it's already, and the teachers, they're doing it out of the love of what they're doing with. Some teachers have gone above and beyond and buy their own materials for
exactly.
the classroom.
Yep.
It's like, wow,
yeah.
really?
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Believe me, I've seen it.
And again, teaching is not an easy gig. It's not. It's pretty crazy hard.
And what's so awkward in a sense, I want to not say it that way, but I just did. Parents don't appreciate that. Parents sometimes, some parents, not all the parents, some parents attack the teachers for stupid reasons.
No, yeah, no, yeah, I agree. Now, I am involved in, I have a 13-year-old son. I am involved with his education. I'm the first person that will go to the counselor. Okay, what does he need to do? And I'll admit, when I show up to his school,
Right.
he goes, "Oh shit, he's here." But you know what? Yeah, because I'm coming in because I want answers.
Right.
Well, we'll get back to you. No. I'm here now. No, you don't have to get back to me. I'm right here now. Let's get answers now.
That's right.
So, again, the education system, it's tough, if you're a teacher, but also we have to understand this. There are certain students that they want to excel, and there's different things that we need to help with, help these students advance.
Right. And I do agree.
I still don't understand why can't we have wrestling in Laredo, yet there is wrestling in San Antonio.
We just had comments for right now from Mr. Flores and of course Mr. Wicks, and it is tough. It's a tough career, very tough. Gee whiz, I mean, you can't. As a matter of fact, you're actually all those educators are walking on eggshells at this point, well, or any time. I mean, in the years past. And it's hard. It is very, very hard. So I understand, guys. I understand our views as well. So appreciate those comments.
Yeah. So Joe, I know Joe teaches up in the Houston area, but he used to teach here locally, and he writes that our local education is probably among the best in Texas, and I agree.
Yeah.
Even though still it needs some work. But I mean, what doesn't, right? I mean, sometimes the clients, in this case, the kids, and not so much the kids are not the problem, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. It's some of these asshole parents, man. I mean, that is what it is.
Yep.
I mean, and we all know them. We all see them that do not cooperate. They don't understand the importance of education. Just because they're uneducated, they don't care about their kids being educated. They're fine in raising dumbass kids that in the future will affect the community, and that's not cool because we try real hard to raise our kids a certain way, and when these dumbass kids come in and affect them through bullying or through criminal activity, whatever. I mean, and again, we all know them. Don't try to pretend that you don't know you don't know a family out there that needs help. And of course, who are they going to blame? They're going to blame the teachers. They're going to blame the cops. They're going to blame the religion. And they're going to blame everybody but themselves. I was told one time that be careful when you point the finger, because when you point the finger, you got three coming right back at you. So if you're going to put the finger on somebody, you got three other reasons why it's your fault, not theirs. So, and here's another one. Don't come to me with problems. Come to me with solutions. I know what the problem is, but how are we going to fix it? Bad cops. Do we have bad cops? Of course we do.
Yep.
Not only here, across the country. We got people that should not be in law enforcement. And they come into law enforcement for the wrong reasons. But how are we going to regulate them? How are we going to hold them accountable?
Well, hold on. I got a comment on that one.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Okay. There's a lot of laws that the officers have out there. Okay. But they aren't made by officers. They're made by people that have never even stood with, holding a badge.
True.
They've never been in this situation. They just look at what's on paper and, oh, you know what? No, the officer was wrong in doing that. What do you mean he was wrong? He was by himself. What are you talking about? Yeah, every situation is different. And yeah, I agree. There are good cops. There are bad cops.
Yeah.
However, the rules were made not by officers. The rules were not made by someone who holds a badge or has experience. Okay, they were made by completely somebody else.
No, I got that, but I'm not talking about reaction to stuff. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about how they behave both on and off. Let me give you an example. Facebook right now. You can get on and find some joker in a cop uniform dancing and pretending they're singing and whatever. And that's crap. That's crap. Because look, they're saying that they want to humanize the badge and stuff. Has nothing to do with that. There's a guy that I'm a big fan of. His name is Dominic Izzo. Dominic Izzo. He is very critical of these kids. He calls them kids, these 20-some-year-olds, okay? And the problem is that most police agencies will not have a policy that regulates and controls what they put on Facebook. We went to annual training 2 weeks ago, and I told my guys, I don't want to see anything on Facebook about where we are, what we're doing, anything like that till afterwards. One is operational security. Mm-hmm. People should not know where we are, because if somebody has a bad intent, they could just show up, which what everybody likes to do nowadays with an AK-47 and take people out. That's one. And two, why are you here? Look, if I do a favor for somebody, if I give a vagrant or a homeless person $5 and I post it, look what I did. Who is it about? Is it me? Is it about me, or is it about him? See what I'm saying? So if you're going to do something, be humble and do it. The only person that needs to know is whoever you believe in, a higher power. That's it. Nobody else needs to know. So that's my thing. Whenever somebody posts, well, I did this for somebody, well then, who cares? You lost that luster. You lost that position. So I'm not talking about going back to cops. You're right. We are very limited in what we do because of policy, because of rules, because of laws, even the norms in the community. I get that. Now I'm talking about cops that are cowards, that don't want to show up to the call. Right? I mean, I've seen those throughout my career many times. And anybody listening that's a cop right now, I'm sure you know somebody that's like that. Guys, we're getting paid very well, very good money with very little education to make very important decisions. Do you know who the most important person is in a law enforcement agency? Is it the chief or is it the patrolman? Who do you think? The sergeant, the lieutenant, the captain? Who do you think?
I would like to say a supervisor, but you know.
I would say the patrolman.
Yep. Let me tell you why. The patrolman has more influence on your life than the chief.
Yep.
Every time I stop you, and if I want to ruin your life and create a situation, I can as long as I can write, I will do it. If you so old school mentality. If I stop you, hey, let me see your driver's license. Why the fuck you stop me? Oh shit. Boom. That was old school. That was old school. Don't do that anymore. You can't do that anymore. Yep. And now people are smarter. They don't put up with it. It's different. So now we are supposed to be a little more educated, a little more emotionally in control, and that kind of stuff. So when you see again what Dominic calls kids, he calls them kids with badges and all this power, And actually, he wants to see older cops out there, because we think different now. Our life experience. Now, the problem is the physical fitness and to be able to do stuff. Because in my mind, I can go run 10 miles the way I used to 20 years ago. But my body says, no, sit your ass down. Watch your heart rate.
Yep.
There's another heart attack coming.
Yep.
So even though I want to have it, but I just can't. So I'm not saying, a bunch of 80-year-olds out there going, stop or I'll shoot. Oh, I just shit my pants. We don't want that. But at the same time, bringing in these 20, 21-year-olds.
These Thundercats?
Yeah, these. Oh, my God, really? Cartoons from the 70s and the 60s? Wow.
These young whippersnappers?
Miss Maria G. Tinajero.
Yeah, the whippersnappers.
Any relation to you?
Nope, not at all.
Okay.
The same holds true in education. Okay, so again, people are really getting into the whole education thing, which is great. And you know what? The thing is that it's really scary. Mm-hmm. It's really scary in the sense that people don't know what's going on. They don't know what's going on. They are afraid of the unknown. And again, Trump and his policies are coming at you super fast.
Super fast.
And by the time you realize something affected you, here comes another one. Mm-hmm. And that's a technique, and I think that he's gonna continue doing that because it's working. Look what happened with extraditing these people for Venezuela.
Yep.
They they got moved fast, and there was a quarter saying, "Hey, stop the flight." Don't, and he said, "Hey, they're gone, man.
Yeah.
They're gone.
It's
They're in
already
the
too
air."
late. Yep.
So I mean, and he got it done for whatever reason, right or wrong. So he's not a dumb guy. He's not a dumb guy at all.
He wants to make sure that things are getting done.
Yeah.
And no BS, nothing like that. And don't turn around 2 or 3 days. Oh, okay, you know what? Let's go ahead and do that. Nah. Ahorita o nada. So
No, I
thank
get
you,
it.
Ms.
I get
Tinajero.
it. I get it. Okay, so let's do this. Now we're gonna talk about something that is near and dear to all of us here, which is the water issue in Laredo. Oh my God. So right now I'm afraid to go and get faucet water. Last time I put it up to the light, and
Crystal.
I swear to God, I saw sea monkeys.
It was crystal
I saw
clear.
sea monkeys. I saw something. I don't know what it was, but anyway. So guys, I would love to hear your comments on that. Do you trust the water? Do you think the city is doing enough? Here's a big problem: the infrastructure for the water is super old.
Yes.
And for years, instead of building all these little parks so I can put my name on it, they need to come together and start putting money into replacing these pipes. If
And-
people are gonna continue to get sick, we're gonna continue having to boil water. And guess who's making all the money? All these boiled water companies, right? I mean, look at what we're drinking here, is bottled water.
Shit, that's
because we
vodka. I
don't-
don't know what you're
Oh,
talking
okay. Oh, that's vodka?
about.
There's vodka there.
I think it's
So-
hard for me to maintain.
But so anyway, so what do y'all think?
Well, let me tell you one thing. Yes, you're right. Absolutely. It needs to get completely scratched off, start from the beginning. But yes, it's going to take some time. It's going to take some, effort. And of course, the leadership there at the City of Laredo needs to really actually sit down and tell everybody else, hey, you're right. Our stuff is old, very old. What is it, 200 and so many years in Laredo already? I mean, God knows when those
they actually got
pipes
put in.
and water, treatments have been established. But they need to actually work on that. I mean, God, we just a couple of weeks ago, was it a couple of weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, that again they had to do that boil water.
In some areas,
Yeah, in some areas, Rio Bravo, as a matter of fact.
Yeah,
Even Rio Bravo was getting affected by that. That's crazy. Yes, City of Laredo needs to get on their caballito and ride real fast with all these issues. I mean,
and I tell you, it's a lot of our fault, man, because we don't demand better from the leaders. We don't tell them what needs to be done.
True.
We don't come to them and say, look, we don't need another park in Laredo.
no, we got
really
too
don't.
many of those.
We don't need a park.
We don't need another park. We don't need another car wash. We don't need another coffee shop.
Yeah, we're good. Thank you. Thank you. We're good. But we need the money to be put, and especially for the future of this town. And I call it a town because it's a city. It looks like a huge city, but the mentality here is still like a
10
a
years
small
old.
town.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's
because
10 years
we
back
don't
still.
come out of the same thing, and we have a lot of good people in Laredo that can really come in and make proper change. But we also have lost a lot of people that have left. A lot of the college graduates that wants to leave Laredo and go to UT, A&M, whatever, they don't come back. They don't come back because it's a losing battle. The mentality is still the same. And it's sad because we have a lot of potential in this town. We really do.
We do.
We have a lot of great people, but they don't want to stand up and say anything because nobody's going to listen. Nobody's going to listen. But we hope that in the future that the right people get elected and that they do the right thing. A shout out to the council, city council right now. I know they're trying their best, not always making the right decisions, but I will ask you if you're listening or if you will listen in the future, please pay attention to the people you represent. And even though it goes against what you may think or what you may like, it's not about you. This is not about us. As public servants, this is not about what we want, what we think. It's about what the citizens want, because they're the ones that are trusting in you that you're gonna make the right decisions. So let's start being responsible to the people. All right, Graciela, let me see. She's talking about Rio Bravo.
Yes.
About the
Yeah,
water issue.
the water
I guess.
issue, yes.
Um,
Miss
and
Miss Patty Bella as well. I mean, she
Yeah.
said that was pretty sad about it. Yeah.
yeah, and the thing is, guys, at any moment, our pets are drinking that water. God knows what's being, transmitted through those water molecules going through those pipes. So again, I back in the day, growing up in the
Oh
'70s,
God.
man,
Yeah.
drinking out of that hot
How-
faucet. Remember that?
Yep.
I mean, you were so thirsty you didn't care. Be like,
There's always
whatever.
that first kid.
Yeah.
When
Oh,
you go
yeah.
to the water hose,
Yeah.
I'll be
Oh,
first.
yeah.
Hey, man, you go.
Yeah. Now they can't speak because they lost their tongue. They can't feel their tongue. But
True.
now, I mean, of course, our kids will never know the struggles.
No,
No.
they won't. No.
Remember, I walked to school uphill both ways every day. Every day.
That's right.
What the hell?
Yeah.
To live on
That's right.
the summit.
Yeah, gravity wasn't working back then.
It's not working now. Trust me. When I take off my shirt, it's not working now. Why y'all laughing too much?
Yeah, it's just like I tell my son, hey, go throw out the garbage. Why? So you can see the sun. Why? I can see it from here. Oh, come on, dude.
So we want to thank for your comments.
Yeah, everybody that's writing in.
Thank you so much.
We really appreciate it. And again, it's this is a small group from what we're seeing. I'm sure there's a lot more people listening. There's not that we're not and that we'll look at this podcast in the future.
Yes. Definitely.
So we really appreciate that, guys. Look, we're about to wrap it up. Today it was just going to be 1 hour just to test it out, see what how we can go and how it worked. Also as a team, the whole mechanics of this. So we're coming up on that hour, and I'm gonna let Chris again go over the sponsors real quick one more time, just to.
And before he does that, ladies and gentlemen, just to, I don't know if I don't want to overstep what you're gonna do, Chris, because just mark your calendars every Thursday at 7:00. We'll be doing this podcast, Laredo Live podcast, every Thursday. And a shout out going out to toda la familia Medina, George Medina. Thank you so much for tuning in and thank you for viewing. If you have anything that you want to talk about, jot it down. Make sure that you keep notes and let us know next Thursday at 7:00 p.m.
Real quick, Silverio Martinez, attorney at law. Thank you so much. Also, Warrior Way Protection Services, because when you need a business, you need the best. Wizard Wicks Pizza.
We're about to get some right now.
No.
They brought pizzas for us, so we're gonna eat it off the air.
El Mariachi. Why?
You want to eat it now?
Yeah, hell yeah. What do you know? You kidding?
How rude.
Exactly. El Mariachi Mix, Outfitters and more. Head on out, 1320 Laredo Street, right behind Peter Piper's on Guadalupe. There's so much stuff there. You have to go. It's hard to describe. There's just so much stuff there. Whisper Bar and Lounge, Tejano Express Radio, and Classic Cats. Classic Cats.
Classic Cats. You'll hear more about them soon.
That sounds
There's
so
gonna
old.
be at least 3 albums coming out in January of next year. Yeah, right.
Also, in the future, I know that we're talking about the podcast and such. We will try to see if we can start off having a live podcast with all the local musicians, Tejano musicians, country music, all the local entertainers as well. Get to know them personally, and but we'll keep you posted on that as well.
I'm glad you brought that up. So again, guys, look, we are going to focus on the local talent, whether it's music, poetry, it doesn't matter. Whatever it is, let's. If you have someone that wants to come and showcase and talk about what they're doing, again, Laredo has a lot of talent, guys. We just don't have a way to expose it. So let's do it. Let's do that. So I'm glad you brought that up. Also, we will be doing interviews with live interviews with people here that want to talk about their story and whatever. I don't know if y'all been able to see Junior.
Junior's, yeah.
Junior is the official mascot of the Texas State Guard. He's the first sergeant in the State Guard, and I guess he's a mascot for him now because he took a dump like 10 feet that way.
I knew it.
Now this became his space. I thought it was you, the smell, but
No,
okay.
I use
I didn't want to say
sorry.
anything. I didn't want to say anything. But yeah, so Junior's walking around. He belongs to Wizard Wig. So, but anyway, guys, thank you for your time. Really appreciate it. It's gonna be exactly an hour that we started this. If you joined us or you're gonna see this program in the future, thank you for joining us. This is the very first time that we're out the gate, and hopefully it's the beginning of something awesome for the future for Laredo. That's it for now, guys. Y'all take care of yourselves, and we'll see you next week.
Make sure you wash it. Your hands. Wash your hands.